Hello and welcome back to the 2012 Men's European Handball Championship. It's day 5, but it's the last round of games for the teams here in Group A. And it's the home nation Serbia who are about to take on Slovakia. The final game in the preliminary round of this group. Already earlier today, big shock as Poland came from behind to beat Denmark 27-26. The Serbians already guaranteed to go through to the main round with maximum points. While I'm afraid the Slovakians, this is their last match in Euro 2012. They are heading out after this. They're finishing 4th, irrespective of the results, because unfortunately they have been beaten by all the teams so far in the competition. A couple of, or a close start at least for the Slovakians, who are only beaten by Denmark 25-30, but then got hammered by Poland in their second match. A disastrous game, 24-41. The margin of defeat in the end. So this match really between Serbia and Slovakia, it's for the honor as far as the Slovakians are concerned. But for Serbia, don't expect them to take it easy. Their fans won't allow it for one anyway. They've said already they're coming out here to win, and confirmation there of that earlier result. Denmark beaten, and it means that Poland, Serbia and Denmark will go through to the main round, but Denmark will have 0 points in the next round because the results against a team that doesn't qualify are dropped. The referees for today's match are from Russia, Yevgeny Zhotin and Nikolai Volodkov. Experienced pairing here for what's going to be a very heated atmosphere, I'm sure, in the hall, as it always is with the home nation here. The amazing supporters. And we shall have the national anthems now, starting with Serbia. Well, it may be a match without consequences for the Serbs, but the passion's still very much there. Now we have the anthem of Slovakia. A large contingent of Slovakian supporters has, as ever, made the journey here to Serbia to support their team. The exchange there between Ilic on the left, the captain of Serbia, and Richard Stockel, the Slovakian goalkeeper. Here is the lineup then for Serbia. And Momir Ilic, the left back, has been on stunning form here and really pulled Serbia through that dramatic win against Denmark. But look at also for Chuturan Stanic in goal has been, well, brilliant. There is Marko Vujin, 293 goals in 69 internationals for the right back, who plays for Veszprém in Hungary. Although he's headed to Kiel next year in Germany, they will need his big arm. 6 goals in the opening game, a little quieter in the second game against Denmark. For Slovakia, well, this will be the last international match for the powerful right back Daniel Valo. He's announced his international retirement after this game. Richard Stockel, though, is their most experienced player, the goalkeeper, 212 caps, but the playmaker Kukuczka has really tried to drive things forward. And there he is, 348 goals in 100 appearances for his country, 8 so far in this competition. He's a quick player, very intelligent player, finds the gaps in the defence to try and drive Tarhaj and Valo through, but I'm afraid it hasn't been enough here, and it was a close defeat in their opening game against Denmark, a flattering 30-25 scoreline for the Danes in the end, in what was a much closer game. There is Vukovic, the coach of Serbia, former great player in his day, and Zoltan Heister, the laid-back Slovakian coach, who spends most of the game sitting quietly on his chair, looking almost disinterested, one would have to say, but that is not the case. Well, a perfect start to this Euro 2012 by the host nation in what is a tough group, beating Poland and Denmark. The win against Poland was a real good, solid, workmanlike performance, although it did cost them an injury, with Stojkovic picking up a shoulder strain, although he did line up with the team for the anthem, so let's wait and see what happens there. But Vukovic, the left back, injured his ankle in the second match, and he, I'm afraid, is less likely to be able to play for the remainder of these Euro Championships, and it's probably going to be substituted out, I suspect, at the end of the preliminary round, unless they can get him fit again. So we wait to get things underway here with the Slovakian team lining up on the halfway line for Daniel Valo's retirement. And here we go, the whistle goes. And Slovakia throwing off in the white shirts and the red shorts today, playing from right to left. Serbia in their traditional red shirts, blue shorts, the customary shaking of hands before they start beating 6 bales out of each other. So the build-up, nice and steady for the moment. Kukuczka shifted into the left-back position, interestingly enough, and Duris starts on the line, trying to get the ball into the line player, but the entire defence are sitting on top of him. And the good news is Stojkovic is not only better, but he's actually starting the match for Serbia. Line player fit again after taking that knock. Very, very intelligent player, Stojkovic. He plays his club handball in Poland for Kielce, but there he is. He's also very cool-headed at times when others can get a little bit carried away and let the adrenaline get the better of them. He'll be the one to calm things. Opening goal for Slovakia, Kukuczka. Steady start by Slovakia, had to work hard for that. Stranovski's moved in, one place to defend. Kukuczka's going right out on the #1 position on the left wing as they look at it. Stojkovic trying to find some space. Gets the ball. He's going to get a free throw. By the time he turned, he'd already put his foot on the area, but he was being held before that by Valo. So he gets a free throw. Well, just to give you the math, because Denmark are also on 2 points here in this group, that even if Slovakia won 25-0 in this match, it wouldn't make any difference, because they would be level on points with Denmark, and the way the calculation works is that the first point of difference is a result of the match between those two teams, and of course Denmark beat Slovakia on the opening day. Great save by Stockel, comes off the post, goes out to the side, it's a throw-in, and possession stays with Serbia. Manojlovic in the attack. They really are turning the bench a little bit here, because Manojlovic really is a defence specialist, but also a proven back player. He was injured before the Euro started, and there was some doubt as to whether he would be able to play, but fortunately for him has made it back. Slow build up here, Vujin. Manojlovic puts the block on, and Ilic follows in behind. 2 as tall left back. Free throw, and I think the first yellow card of the game as Andrei Petro is sent flying. So Green gets a little bit of a lecture. It's Beljanski, the number 22 for Serbia, who's picked up that yellow card. Managing to dispatch Petro, all 110 kilos of him. The Slovakian line player. That said, though, he slimmed down. He used to be 118 kilos at the beginning of last season. Duris runs in, and the ball goes wide. Sails past the goal of Dragan Marjanac, who starts in goal ahead of Stanic today. That's a penalty. A foul on the industrious Duris, who's probing the defence constantly, and once more he picks on Beljanski's spot and just gets too much pace on him. Penalty to be taken by Stranovski. Oh, too casual, it's saved, and it's picked up by Stojkovic. Marjanac, 26 years of age, plays his club handball for Bernuri in Switzerland. Been with the squad since the World Championships in 2009, 42 caps, actually more than Stanic. But it's Stanic who's stolen the limelight here at these Euros with some stunning performances against Poland and Denmark. Man of the match against the Danes. Little spin, Vuyin quickly into the wing, there's a huge gap. So much space for the winger, Brodanovic. Ball goes wide comfortably, but there's a lot of holding going on there, and that will be a free throw. The foul on Daniel Valo, the man who is playing his last international for Slovakia. 135 caps, 520 goals for his country. 32 years of age, he could have kept going for a little longer, but feels that's it now. He'll focus on his club plays with Wetzlar in the German Bundesliga and stick at that for the time being. Stranovski feeds back again. Duris comes in, but that's an attacker's foul as he runs into the defence. And it's Stojkovic who's taken a blow. He was injured in the shoulder in the opening game. Let's have a quick look. It must be a clash of heads. Well, it didn't seem to me that the elbow connected, but it's the shoulder, I think, that caught him under the chin. He seems to be okay. I'm afraid as a line player you have to take the knocks, and they do. It's one of the most thankless jobs in the business. You're trying to create space mostly for the others. And if you're lucky enough to find space, then you can take the shot yourself, but you're right in amongst the defence and you're taking a battering the whole time. It's not a job for the faint-hearted. Second line player goes in, Nikčević joins Stojkovic. Back players try to use it, yes! Stojkovic, and 3 goals without reply. And it's 3-1. Took the ball well, a little bit of space on him, but it was released to him very nicely by Manojlovic. As I said earlier, a bit of a defence specialist, and has been used almost exclusively in defence by Serbia so far in the competition, but with this match having less meaning for Serbia today, although make no mistake, they want to win it, they can turn the bench and give everyone a bit of a run out, including Marjanac in goal. Kučka into the wing, that's an attacker's foul again. Duris running into the defence. Stojkovic just sitting back and waiting for the impact. Vuyin. Ilic, and they settle things down again. Manojlovic on the ball now. 31 years of age, but only 18 caps, he got pulled up late. Plays for Gorenje Velenje in Slovenia. 29 goals already scored, despite his mostly defensive duties. Slow build up by the Serbians, it's all sideways at the moment. Ilic starts to drive in now, is this coming? Manojlovic, Vuyin quickly into the wing, but there's no space for the shot. And in the end, it's a mistake by the Serbs, and a quick break. Ah, great save by Marjanac. And the ball picked up by the Serbian defence. Mikechi will be annoyed at himself. The right back went off like a rocket. He was completely clear, cut back towards the middle to get the better angle. Only to completely miss his shot. And so the scoreline remains 3-1, coming up to 8 minutes played in the first half. Serbia had a superb preparation for this Euro. They played 4 friendly matches, Romania, Macedonia and 2 against the Czech Republic, winning all 4. Valo, base back player, pulls it back to within 1. Rather simple effort before the Serbian defence got itself organised. Slovakians defending 6-0 at the moment. There is good depth on it, but there's not quick mobility in the centre. They've got Petro there, the line player, who's strong. He'll certainly come out and block your back players on their path coming through. Oh! Nearly spun it in, Stojkovic. But Stockholm managed to get his bearings back and throw himself on the loose ball. Penalty, a foul on Duris. And with it, Manojlovic picks up. It's a yellow card, I think. Occupational hazard for the defence specialist. And there's why, a little push. That was the shot earlier on that nearly smuggled its way in. Stojkovic, so penalty taken by Kukučka, top corner. Marjanac keeping his arms low and Kukučka calmly puts it over the top. Second goal for him, look at this. And Marjanac thought it was going to go low. Again, the cat and mouse, the penalty. Each trying to make the other player move first. 3-3. It's still quiet on the far wing. Second line player goes in for Serbia. Prodanovic has joined Stojkovic on the line. To the line, yes, top corner, beautiful. Nicely taken. Prodanovic, the winger who'd come around as a spare line player. Second one for him. And they've got such a threat at the back, Serbia, that the defence invariably has to push up against the likes of Ilic and Vujin. And the moment they do that, of course, they release the player at the back. So 10 minutes played in the first half. Serbia, who raced into a 3-1 lead. And now being pegged back a little. It's 4-3 to them, though, still. Slovakia will be really desperate to make a point here in this match. They've got an injury, Valo is down. To make a point really after that disastrous second match of theirs where they lost 41-24 against Poland. That's not looking good as he hurt his back, I think. Lower back. But they really do want to show that that was a blip and that that's certainly not their normal standard. They really saw everything go wrong for them. Off the post, clips the foot to Marjanac and stays out, but it's the fall that caused problems for Valo. We may see it better from this angle. Takes the jump, gets a push, well we don't, but he got a good shove on the upper chest and that sent him flying and he landed absolutely flat on his back from a great height. Here it is now maybe. No, again, the ball is followed. After a brief play, looks like Valo is going to stay on. And not sure if you're saying to the referees, are you watching what's happening? Because that should have been a free throw. Well, supporters coming in all shapes and sizes today. One of our younger ones there seems a bit bemused by the whole thing. Vujin. Little hand off, Ilic. He's the first one. Penalty, defending inside the area, and we've got a yellow card for Valo. again, and two defenders, in fact three of them frankly, are standing inside the area. Just great to look at the arena here, 8,000-seater. One of the venues for the main round as well. Oh, saved by Stockel. No luck for Vuyin. Brilliantly played by the 36-year-old who plays for French champions Montpellier. 212 caps, and that gives you that kind of experience to react so well. So back comes Slovakia. They're lacking firepower at the back at the moment. That's the main problem for them. They're having to break in close, and the Serbian defence are very, very cohesive, working well together to close those gaps at the back. Valo's got the long-range shot, but they need a few others to have a go. Kukuchka. Penalty, broke through, and they fouled him inside the area. Doesn't take a big gap for him to try and break through. Took off there, and the final defender is inside. So penalty, Kukuchka to level it. Top corner, no problem there, and that's his third goal of the game. Not the explosive start you might expect from the Serbian team. But remember that this result will not be carried into the next round, so the Serbs turning the bench a little. The first choice playmaker was usually Čutura, but not coming on yet anyway. Manojlovic scores. Beautifully done. Well, a very intimidating atmosphere here in the Pionir Arena in Belgrade. Second line player goes in, Stranovski is there, it's an attacker's foul, and off they go. Nikčević is away, hands the ball in to Prodanovic, who hangs in the air forever until Stockel is completely committed and scores. 6-4 and his third goal, beautifully done. Almost close enough to drop the ball behind the back of the goalkeeper as he hung in the air. 14 minutes played. Off. Chris back in again, he's being held as he tried to reach for the ball. It's going to be a yellow card for Serbia's Zarko Sesum, 25-year-old who plays for Rhein-Neckar-Löwen in the German Bundesliga. There he is holding the shirt back just long enough to stop Petro from getting to the ball. Wry smile from Petro on the line. Serbia's coach Vukovic looks on. Took over since the World Championships in 2011, where Serbia finished 10th. The Serbians really feeling this is their great opportunity here to take a medal finally at the major European or World Handball event. Long-range shot goes in, and we've got a 2-minute suspension now. Manojlovic. White holds him up, pulls Duris back to the ground. He's holding two, actually. He got Petro in his other hand, all 110 kilos of him. Managed to keep himself busy, Manojlovic. So it's a power play situation now for Slovakia for the next 2 minutes, and they've got to try and capitalise on it and close that 2-goal gap that the Serbians have eked out of this game. There's Nikčević, Serbia's left winger, who plays for Valladolid in Spain. Plays alongside Joly of France on the other wing, who's actually the top scorer in the Spanish league. Formidable wing pairing for the Spaniards. Oh, Stranovski had a great chance. It was a big angle, but a good save by Marianac, who's having a good game here. Hung in the air forever, tried to drop the ball in underneath his leg as he lifted it, but missed it, just clipped the heel. So the Slovakians have the extra man here. They've got to try and capitalise on it. Nothing too dangerous in defence, sticking with a 6-0 at the moment, and the referees have just stopped playing. A yellow card for Slovakia's number 4, Peter Kukuchka. Zoltan Heister, as ever, looking wildly excited on the bench. Someone's got to control him. Big build-up. Ilic is now shifted into the centre. Nikčević goes in as the line player. Vuyin is alongside. Defence is deep at the moment, and none of the Serbian back players are finding any space to run up and get the shots going. But at the moment, while they're short-handed, there's no line player to push in. They've gone the winger from the other side now. Ball goes through, it's intercepted, but a little shove gives a free throw. The foul on Koranovic. Koranovic who plays for Pikzeged in Hungary. The hand-off by Vuyin. Not a bad shot, but parried away by Stoffel, gets his foot down very quickly. Ball's disappeared into the crowd. Switch up. And a quick reaction. Ball's come back finally. Why did he hesitate? The gap was there. Instead, they pushed the ball across and Nikčević steals it. Meanwhile, the Serbs are back to full strength. And Slovakia really showing a lack of initiative in front of goal when the gaps are opening up. Left off the hook there, and a power play situation where they failed to score. So Serbia put Stojkovic back in on the line. So they changed around now, and Čutura comes in as the playmaker for Serbia. He's their first choice playmaker, and I think that could really speed things up. Plays for Real Ademar in Spain. Looks for the line. Well, Nikčević is almost camped inside the 6-metre area already before the attack started. Together with the defender. Free throw. Stojkovic trying to get the ball there and being manhandled by Stranovski. Čutura. Vuyin. Long-range effort, and once more it's put to the side, and Stoffel gets across, fumbled it a little, but it goes out of play anyway. No luck then for Zavko Sesum being brought into the frame, the Rhein-Neckar-Löwen back player. Sesum had an injury to his elbow before the competition started. He was also doubtful, but they managed to get it fixed in time. You'll actually see his left arm is heavily strapped. Slovakia put in Oliver Rabek in at the left back position. Relative newcomer, 7 caps, but already 20 goals for Slovakia. Ah, clips the post but stays in. Missed out the back player, Mikechi. The Serbians having most of the play in fairness, but are not capitalising on it at the moment. It's still only a 1-goal lead, and it's certainly why Čutura has come on to try and inject a little bit of pace. A quicker player all round. Into the line. Oh, superb. Absolutely pulled himself up, and Stojkovic had to jump 2-footed. He didn't want to lose any more momentum so that the angle would be big enough for the shot. And he restores the 2-goal lead. 2 goals for him. Stojkovic, who's almost invariably in the top of the rankings in the Polish league. So Vive Kielce. Foul by Serbia's Beljanski again. Čutura Back, free throw. Bucka tries to go through again, looks for the line, but the line player already inside the area, I'm afraid. Petro, and the break is on. Beautifully done. Stockel comes forwards and Prodanovic just lobs the ball over his head. Fourth goal for him, look at this. Waits, and Stockel's on his way back down again, having done the star jump. And it's the biggest lead yet. 8-5 to Serbia. The impeccable Prodanovic, 100% shooting record. Into the line, that's better. Didn't quite control it on the line, Petro, but it was a nice pass into him by Rabek. If he had controlled it, could have been a penalty. Defender standing inside the area. Passive place being warned. Well, they've stolen the ball. And who else? Prodanovic. He goes flying again. And 3 goals without reply. This game suddenly is running away, and Slovakia got to be careful they don't do what they did 2 days ago against Poland and completely implode early in the game. Fast break after fast break. It's proving costly, 3 of them now, and a team timeout called by Zoltan Heister. He's got to get his team refocused here. This is their last match in Euro 2012, and they really don't want to go out with a whimper. Not after a 41-24 defeat against Poland, which really went against the grain. It was certainly not a surprise to see them beaten by Poland, but the margin was really a disaster as far as the Slovakians are concerned, and they really do have a point to prove here today. Stranovski, the number 24 in the back, is up against one of his teammates here today, because Chutura and he both play for Real Ademar in Spain. They're not the only teammates, because Tarhaj, the Slovakian left back, is also a teammate of Marjanac, the goalkeeper who started today for Serbia. Both play for Bern Muri in Switzerland. So a few friendly faces, or maybe not so friendly today. Suspended for the hour of play. Ilic, the captain, hoping to lead his team to huge success here at home. Pioneer Arena, which will host the main round groups as well, a merger of Group A and Group B, which has Germany, Sweden, the Czech Republic and Macedonia. That group still pretty well open at the moment. Earlier today, Germany beat Sweden 29-24. Bit of a surprise there. And the match between Macedonia and the Czech Republic is on right now to decide which of the 3 teams are going through. And once more on a phase 2 attack. Goal for Serbia, Markovic. Plays for Vardar Pro in Macedonia. And that's now 4 goals without reply. And I'm afraid the team timeout by Zoltan Heister hasn't had a particularly dramatic effect on this game, with the Slovakians still prone to those mistakes and giving away the free throws. They changed the line player. Petro has gone off, and Mikal Kopcho comes in, plays for Tatran Pretsov, the Slovakian champions. Kukuchka, long-range shot, telegraphed somewhat, and it's gone out behind for a goalkeeper throw. Marjanac, glad to get some court time here after Stanic had been so brilliant in the opening games. He was in danger otherwise of not getting as much of a look in. Shot efficiency is 59% for Serbia, only 42 for Slovakia. That has to improve. The loose ball comfortably picked up by Vujin. In goes Chutura. Awkward bounce, but Stockel should have got it. And Chutura, it's his opening goal of the game, and that's now 5 without reply. Five minutes without scoring for the Slovakians, during which time they've conceded 5 goals. It's been a disastrous spell for them, with great defence by Serbia, and that's been the key here. Well, just as you say it, the gap opens up, and the ball picked up with a foot inside the area And Zoltan Heister looking absolutely impassive. He's hard to excite, he is, old Heister. Beljanski was the player who had his foot on the line when he picked up that rebound to give possession back to Turage. Tries to find a way through, stolen unfairly, say the referees. It's a free throw. Stojkovic's efforts coming to nothing. That's an attacking foul. Stojkovic bowled over. Serbia press on their attack, tried to catch the Slovakians before they've quite woken up. They did, but it's off the post. And Stojkovic, it took a while getting up off the ground there, in the right place to pick off that long-range pass. Bit of luck there. He was still down there from the last attack. And we've got a 2-minute suspension. And off goes the line player, Michal Kopcho. We need to see what happened there. There was a real melee in all of it, and the players got involved. It's not what you need, and Kopcho. Let's have a look. So there's the long-range pass. It's intercepted by Stojkovic. Stranovski almost jumps into him. But that's not the incident that led to the 2-minute suspension. Let's have a look here. And it's a push in the back from Kopcho, but in fairness, there's been a bit of fouling going on before that, and a team timeout has been called by Serbia. And it may be very wise, actually, by Vukovic, because they've only just had a timeout, and he's probably realised that the adrenaline's running a little high, and maybe just take them off and let them wind down a little bit. You've got the timeout to use anyway. You're getting towards the end of the first half, and why not just bring them back and say, guys, let's not wind anybody up here. So Heister showing his usual excitable nature, jumping up and down, and this is probably as excited as he gets, I'm afraid. You wonder if he really can wind up and motivate the players, but I guess that's the captain's job to a great extent. Stockel has to try and do that. So it's a power play for Serbia for the next minute and 50 seconds now still. Into the wing, and it's a lot of gaps in the defence that can be exploited. Surely Vuyin dummies the initial shot. Stockel saves. Not quite sure where the ball had gone. It goes down the back in the end. So we have 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Serbia in control here. Not an attractive game necessarily. It's a workmanlike performance by the Serbians, doing what they have to do against a Slovakian team who frankly don't seem to have the wherewithal to break down the defence. They need back shooters first of all, because at the moment the defence is happy to slot back in and wait for them at 6 metres. And the tempers are getting a little bit frayed out there. But with few exceptions, Valo occasionally shows it, but it's really only Kukuchka who seems to have the pace and the determination to drive in, and he's the one that they're pushing up on. So Valo certainly has the power of shot, but he drops in on the line a lot, and of course that takes him out of the frame. Stranovski comes around from the wing. It's all disorganised, you're not quite sure what they're doing anymore. Double dribble. Back comes Serbia. Into the wing maybe. Oh, I think Vuyin may have been thinking about that already. Stranovski looks up for support. There's a wing on the far side if they were quick, but they weren't. And that's the story of the Slovakian attack. There are options, but they're just not quick enough to take them. Time and again, players have been free and they've looked up, but it needed a quick pass, and it hasn't come. They're trying to force the ball down the centre, when in fact they have good wingers, and they're just not looking up for them. Eight minutes now without scoring for Slovakia. Into the line, and the foul by Dudas. Stojkovic taking yet more pounding on the line. There's the pass in. Dudas, who rather crudely, in fact it's not Stojkovic, it's Toskic who's just come in and is getting an early introduction to Slovakian style of defence. So Stockel waits for the throw. Well, the Slovakians really are struggling. 5 goals in 26.5 minutes. Well, I thought he almost lifted his foot, Ilic, but it's been given. Second goal for him. I'd say his foot was off the ground. But not spotted by the referees, and they've given it. 12-5 the score then to Serbia, with about 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Duris is in the centre, Slovakia back to full strength again, Valo waiting. Line play comes out to try and help Kopčo, who's just come back in after his suspension. But again, he just can't get free. Confirmation that Slovakia have had a very long, barren spell. Toskic on that last attack, very cleverly tripping Kopčo. And that's a penalty. This time the foul by Toskic is spotted by the referees. Earlier on, he managed to put his foot inside, the old trick, to try and catch Kopčo as he turned, and he did bring him down eventually, but looked all very innocent. So Marjanac faces another 7-meter throw. Kukučka. Oh, poor penalty. No power and no direction. He tried to put it over his shoulder, and the cheeky play didn't come off. They say 2 penalties out of 4 so far, Marjanac. Chitura. Toskic goes back in on the line. Long range shot, top corner. Vuyin prone to shooting to the left as he looks at the goal a lot. And Stockel reacting early to go that way as well. Heister still pensive. And we enter the last 2 minutes then of the first half. Serbia in complete control here without actually overexerting themselves. It's a Slovakian team that really doesn't seem to have the answers. A poor shot by Valo, under a lot of pressure in defence. Phase 2 attack still on here. Vuyin. Nicely done. Little change of direction. Chitura. Back inside, and it's 10 minutes now since Slovakia last scored, and during which time they have conceded 7 goals. Micic, their last scorer, at 18.5 minutes. Tranovski comes around, Valo, and they don't even look as if they're threatening to score either, for that matter. And Kopčo getting frustrated with Toskic. And it's a 2-minute suspension for Toskic, who's been struggling, in fairness, a little bit in defence. Giving away 1 penalty, now he's got himself a suspension inside the last minute before the break. It will straddle the half-time break. Unfortunately, though, Slovakia haven't been able to capitalise very much, even on the 2-minute suspensions. 50 seconds or so to go. The crowd cheering on the Serbians. Even short-handed, they will give Slovakia problems. Valo. Chitura. Kukučka, I beg your pardon, I'm mixing Serbia's playmaker. 25 seconds to go. Passive play is going to come up soon if they don't take a shot into the line. That's more like it. Finally, 11 minutes since the last goal. Kopčo. Still both sides, no scoring in fairness with the defences, and a chance here maybe, there won't be. Others. Buzzer goes as Marjanac makes the long-range save, and so at the break, 13-6 to Serbia. Slovakia really struggling, just 6 goals in the first half and an 11-minute barren spell, while the Serbians are just cruising here and turning the bench. Problem for Slovakia is they haven't got as much strength in depth on the bench to turn. They may be wanting to make a point after that huge defeat against Poland, but they're not making it here at the moment, I'm afraid. Showing themselves to have little answer against a solid Serbian defence. 29% success rate on their shooting, 24% from the attacks is simply not enough. Serbia succeeding with 55% of their shots. And no fast breaks for Slovakia, while Serbia have hit them with 3. Top scorer for the game then so far, Pluranovic, the winger, with those penalties and breaks. 5 goals. Chutura is the best of the Slovakians. Kukuchka, I beg your pardon, with 3. And the run of the game will show that long spell at the end there with no goal, and an early one at the beginning of the game. Just 6 goals. And I'm afraid that just looks awful for Slovakia at the moment. And let's see then where they came in, starting with Serbia. Well, it's down the middle, mostly 3 fast breaks, a penalty, and success on the left-hand side, more so than just the 1 goal on the right wing. And I'm afraid the Slovakian picture is not going to be a pretty one, with extremely low success rate all round. They've got 3 down the centre, 2 penalties and just 1 successful shot from the right wing. So it's 13-6 to Serbia at the interval here. The crowd are happy at least. We'll take a short break. Join us again for the second half in just a few moments. We'll see you then.